Hello everyone, we're back on the West Humber Recreation Trail. You can see we're starting at Humber College, the North Campus of Humber College. I'll tell you what, it's been a little bit frustrating today trying to find access to the trail where we left off at Highway 27. It hasn't exactly been clear how to access the trail again from this point. But we're here and we're gonna be going over a couple days with this video. So normally it's kind of like one hike, one video. Today we're gonna hike a section, and tomorrow we're gonna come back where we left off today and hike another section. We're gonna make one video out of that. So yeah, let's see what we see today. Let's go. So Ruby found a pond on the way in, the access we found this morning, and what you guys just saw was her trying to dry herself off. She loves to swim, kind of doesn't like staying wet, and so she rubs on things to try to dry off. And she was having a field day there, rubbing on all those bushes, trying to dry herself off. Ruby, come on. So, just to talk about where we've been walking, the West Humber Recreational Trail goes through Etobicoke. Now, Etobicoke is spelled a little weird. I'll put it up on the screen here for you. It's spelled like Etobicoke, but pronounced Etobicoke. It is a Mississauga, Ojibwe word that means the place where the alders grow. And this is the western part of Toronto. The city of Toronto is actually quite large, so we're technically in Toronto, but we're in the city of Etobicoke, within the city of Toronto. So you got Toronto proper itself, you've got North York, you've got Scarborough, and on the west side you have Etobicoke. And specifically, we've been in Rexdale right now. And Rexdale is the part of Etobicoke that is north of Highway 401. It was named after the land developer who first developed it. And this was kind of developed after World War II. So, I mean, Canada's been around for a while, but, you know, we're still kind of a relatively young country. We're a pretty young country, and a lot of the development that's been happening has really only happened since World War II. And especially in the western part of the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, you know, Etobicoke, Mississauga, Brampton, these areas, people migrated out of Toronto after World War II to the west and to the north, mostly. And Rexdale now is quite a multicultural area. They've got pretty large communities of Caribbean and Somali and East African communities here. Also, unfortunately, Rexdale is pretty well known around here for being a pretty high crime area. There's a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of gang activity. There's one particular area, Martin Grove Road, Finch, and Albion Road. I call it the Bermuda Triangle because they kind of form a bit of a triangle and they're coming together, and that's a really, really rough area. So I call it the Bermuda Triangle because you go into there and you disappear. The trail's been fine. Met a lot of nice, friendly people. But yeah, that's just a little bit about where we've been. So we're currently hiking through a part of Rexdale known as Thistletown. You might think that that's a weird name for a place. I guess it kind of is. A lot of the early settlers of this part of Etobicoke, Rexdale were Scottish. And it was founded around 1850 by a Scottish settler. And he originally had named it St. Andrews in honor of his heritage. Eventually, it was renamed after a local doctor, Dr. William Thistle. And so yeah, it's got some pretty cool statues and artwork around, but it's an interesting and actually a pretty part of the city. Hey, no. No. She will always try to get into the water. So, something interesting for you guys. I'm going to show you the river here, kind of through the slats of the bridge. This river is not the same river. This river is actually the main Humber River. And just back there, where I was first kind of pointing it for you, is the confluence of the West Humber and the Humber Rivers. I'm hoping we're going to get a chance to see it. I'm not sure how hidden it will be by bush. And then behind us, back there, is actually the connection of the trail we were hiking and the trail we're now on, the Humber River Trail. Oh, we've got a lawnmower. So we've technically jumped trails and we're continuing on a new trail that follows the Humber River. The Humber River flows kind of north-south. It goes north up through Vaughan and into King Township, and it flows south through Toronto into Lake Ontario. And so we were headed east along the West Humber River, and now we've turned south, and for the rest of our treks, we're going to be headed south down towards Lake Ontario. Well, I wanted to have the ending shot with that pretty pond in the background, but then I got the sun in my face. Ruby trying to sneak into the water while I'm not looking. Oh my gosh. So I think that's where we're going to be leaving it for this adventure. At this point, we've hiked all the way across Rexdale, and we're now heading south into Toronto towards Highway 401. We've hiked right over basically to Weston Road near Highway 400, which goes north out of Toronto up towards Barrie and the cottage country, the region we call the Muskokas around here. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen so far. Enjoyed seeing how this trail kind of changes and evolves as it goes on. And you know, now we're really going to be getting down into the city. I don't like Toronto. I don't like big cities. But one thing Toronto does very well, I will say, is they have lots of continuous green spaces along the Humber River, the Don River, the Rouge River, big city parks like Hyde Park and all of that. So it'll be interesting to see how this trail changes as we go further south into the city, into the more densely populated areas. But for now, thanks for joining us on this adventure, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Take care.